Saturday night.
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture
with Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Let me know if you can hear me. I don't know where Kathy is already. Okay, well, you know that it is what it is. And we are here at I want to change my camera angle. We are here at Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. Kathy be along in any minute. And there she is.
I am here.
There she is.
Having some technical difficulties.
Hey, Rico.
Getting it together. Having some serious technical difficulties.
We're both having some issues today getting together.
But no, you stop, have a drink, and get yourself together. Get your life together.
Look, I have a hard life, man. I'm just saying. I have to do something to get my life together. I have a hard life. Rico's in the house, and cousin Lisa's in the house.
Cousin Lisa's in the house.
Yeah, so we're gonna have some fun talking about Prince tonight. It's gonna be a great time. But first of all and foremost, Kathy, how are you doing this week?
I am doing what it's doing, you know.
Okay, great.
How are you doing? Because I know how you do it.
I am tired today.
I can imagine.
I did a lot of traveling yesterday because I was there and came back and everything else. So I'm tired today. And I didn't feel like doing anything today, but I had to do stuff.
You had to do stuff.
So, yes, I had to do stuff. I always got to do stuff.
Well,
I am all. Go ahead.
No, I said I didn't realize we missed in May, towards the end of the May, I guess with everything that was going on, like our 1 year anniversary. And I know it's been 1 year because last year in June, around June 7th, which is Prince's birthday, we did a Prince show. And now we are 1 year in, and we've actually had a chance to do two shows kind of together in the same room.
Yes.
In a hotel room, and then in my makeshift studio here.
Yes, that was fun. That was fun.
So that was fun. So that's kind of cool.
And I want to tell everybody that was a very hard show for Cassie last week because I had that earlier that day I had went to the gym
Yes.
and I didn't have time to shower before the show. So I said I was sitting that close to her, and I was all sweaty and everything. But I'm Kenny Walker. I really don't stink like that. But
Okay. All right. All right.
woo!
So
Wow,
so
put
so
me out
you
there on
said
Front Street. So you know what? Okay.
he had that fresh
Let's
Philly
start
gin
talking about
smell.
Prince right off the bat. Let's start talking about because Prince's birthday is Monday, the 7th of June. He is a Gemini, as he puts in some of his songs anyway. Um, and you know what? I want to start off by talking about um, the New Girl, the show that he was in that I told you to watch, and you
Yes.
watched it.
I watched it.
Oh
It
my
was so
God, was that the
funny.
best Prince appearance ever? That's the
That was
scene the butterfly landed on his shoulder. He's like, and the butterfly comes and he goes, the butterfly comes and lands on his shoulder. And he says,
it
"Oh,
had
I
some
get it now." And why can't you tell that man? First of all, each pancake. I really like the pancakes. And then when she talked
each
back to
fan.
Prince, and he talked back to she talked back to him. He kind of looked, and she goes, "I'm sorry, I forgive you."
So
But yeah,
okay, it had
that ending scene where they were playing ping pong was the best.
oh yeah. that
When she slams it on him.
when he just slams it down like, no, I ain't playing with you. Yeah, it had some quite some moments. And again, because we can't use the music of Prince in the description, we have linked Kenny's Prince Spotify list, which is Nation X Purple Province, and it is filled with not necessarily like if you're a Prince fan and all you know is like 1999 and Let's Go Crazy, then you're not really a Prince fan. Some of the cuts on there are some hardcore Prince. And what was interesting too is when I drove you to the
Yes,
airport, you
yes.
heard a new one, and we had the and he's like, oh wait, I gotta find that, I gotta find
I
that.
the new one.
Yes,
I had to put it on. I
it
had to
was
best
it was a live instrumental.
because you yes
Mhm. Because
it
right
was
now,
funky too. It was real funky. Hey Archer,
but for the hey Archer, one of the greatest of
how
all
you doing, man?
times, Purple Rain definitely is an album
It's Purple.
that you can put
Yes,
on
Purple
and just
Rain
listen to
and Kath
from.
and
Okay, because
Kathy
you
and I
started
saw the
talking.
Purple Rain show together.
Oh wait, on June to on an old uh at 8 months old on Prince's birthday. So Andre
There you
got his
go.
first walk or waddle on with some Prince. Oh, the Batman '89 album, also another great one, an amazing
Yes.
album.
Oh my God.
Vicky Vale.
Hey Archer, my favorite song on that album is Vicky Waiting. I
Vicky
love Vicky
Waiting.
Waiting. Vicky
Vicky
Waiting
Waiting.
is one of my favorite songs of that whole. It's one of my favorite Prince songs. One of my favorite Prince songs. But Vicky Waiting is
I know.
the bomb.
And we do have
Yes.
a link in the description if you want to join us live. If you have your camera on, your mic ready, and want to just join us live to give your favorite uh, Prince. And again, I know most people know the popular cuts, but if you wanted to go with some of the deep cuts, I know my favorite all-time B-side is the B-side for, I believe it's 1999, and that's the one that Alicia Keys covered, which is "How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore," which is just Prince on the piano. And I know I
yes.
think he released it
Andre,
on
how
the
you doing?
B-side album. Andre, hey, hello, and welcome to the show. We're just hanging out. It's Kathy and Kenny talk pop culture every Saturday night. We pick a topic. We sometimes it correlates with a date or a time, and like today correlates with Prince's birthday on Monday. Sometimes it's just our random thoughts. And right now we are just checking out uh, Prince, the B sides, the little knowns, the interesting facts, and my brother is the encyclopedia
Yes.
of Prince. So, and he told me about this New Girl episode, which I did watch, and you can watch too on
We don't want to
Netflix.
get
It
title.
is
We don't want to
season.
get. There's some things I don't know.
Mhm. It's season 3, episode 14. I think the episode's just titled Prince, and
Yes.
I've never watched The New Girl, so I'm not a New Girl fan or New Girl expert. Although I do love Max Greenfield and Zoe Deschanel is hysterical. But in any case,
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
watched that
Oh, she's
episode
great.
today, and
She's great.
it was hysterical. Um,
Yes, it was.
oh,
How'd you like
Adore.
the reaction when they
Adore is a
Prince?
great one. Like if you had to pick one song, Kenny, one Prince
Yes.
song, could you narrow it
Oh
down?
God, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
One. Pick one.
Don't do that
You
to
only
me.
get one.
Don't do that to me.
Adore is a good one. Adore. I don't think I could pick.
Oh
Well,
man, see,
again,
I like this. Don't like I like
you're
there's one on the
freezing.
Emancipation called Joint to Joint. I'm freezing.
Joint to
Really?
joint.
Am I there?
Okay, yeah, you're here.
There's one
Joint
on the
to joint.
Emancipation called Joint to Joint,
Mm-hmm.
which is dope. But then there's one on what was that album? But it's Chelsea Rogers. It's one he does. It's called Chelsea Rogers, and that's dope. So it's kind of hard. Chelsea Rogers. There's one on the Rainbow Children album. One is three.
One is three.
Horny
Andre's
Pony.
picking Horny Pony. I have an affection for one from 1999 called DMSR, Dance, Music, Sex, Romance. And that's only because I used
Oh
that song or the instrumental
yes.
song to open the radio show I did in college at Rutgers University when I did a radio show. So I kind of love that one.
I don't know,
And
Andre.
actually,
Andre, what album is Horny Pony on? Horny Pony on?
I remember Horny
Let me know
Pony.
what album Horny Pony is on. I don't know if I remember Horny Pony, but I know so many Prince songs.
I know. Well, even looking at your Spotify list, there are some ones on here that and again, short of getting a copyright strike, we'd love to play some of them, but we can't. But again, there's a link to Kenny's Prince Purple Province Spotify list, and you can check that out in the description. But just some really
And if
cool
is it
ones.
something
I
that I don't
always
have
love
on there?
mountains too. I don't know why I love
Oh,
mountains.
Mountains is good. Mountains is
And
good.
again, I just
Um,
like the combination of Prince and the Revolution when it was like I know his early albums, it was all him basically playing everything, but I
yes.
just really like the music he made during the Prince and the Revolution days with Wendy and Lisa because I'm a Wendy and Lisa fan too. So
Cream album.
I,
The Cream is on.
is
I'm
that on
sorry,
Diamonds and
Lisa. Cream is
Pearls?
on. That's on the Diamonds and Pearl album.
I believe it's on Diamonds and Pearls. And what album
Yeah,
was it? Seven, all seven, and oops.
that's on
Well, if we
the
get
Love
copyright
album.
strike for me singing, that's ugh.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's on
had
the
to be
Love
said.
that's on the Love 7 album. But you know what? Without singing, if you want to call in or come
Well,
on and
I
tell
don't have
what
the phone out,
line.
so
Oh, you don't have fun? Okay.
I get.
If you want to
I'll go get the
log in
phone.
and go to the site,
I'll let you talk.
okay,
I'll go
and
get the phone.
tell us what line, without singing it because we don't get copyright strike. But you tell us what line and what song you like. Like for instance, like the line he does in Adore. Lisa mentioned Adore. This is one of my favorite lines that Prince had in the songs. Um, um, Smash up my ride. Well, maybe not my ride. That is a dope line right there. And then when later on in the door, without you, there's no sea, there's no shore. Love is too weak to define how much I adore you, child. You, child. Last words you hear. Okay, well, I'm going to strike, but still, um, you know,
Okay,
um,
Horny Pony is from the Cream album. Okay.
20 point.
Uh,
No, no, no. Wait a minute. Time out. There was no Cream album. The Cream album is Diamonds and Pearls. Cream is on Diamonds and Pearls.
Okay, we got to get the Prince.
We gotta get Andre help me out because I Andre is on the Prince site and that's how she saw a show. So that's how he saw a show. So Andre, help me out and tell me what album that's on.
Um,
Mm.
cause I don't think well, Diamonds and Pearls. Uh, that was kind of one of the concepts on it. But you know what? And again, um, because we gave you the information on a New Girl episode. You can watch that episode. It's available now on Netflix, season 3. I believe it's episode 14. It's called Prince. Also, if you have Sirius XM, channel 333, right now they are running a Prince channel on, and I don't know whether that's going to be for the whole month of June because June is Black Music Month. So Sirius XM has the Prince channel available, and I kind of was saying, oh well, they're just going to play like the hits, and all you're going to hear is like, you know, let's go crazy, and the things that are well known. And then just to prove me wrong, they wound up playing some really kind of funky and obscure kind of tunes on that album. So that was pretty cool. So that was one you definitely should
Yeah,
check
I know
out.
because you were saying, oh yeah, we were driving in the car yesterday, me and Kathy, and she's like, oh yeah, they're just gonna play like the cover stuff. So I'm expecting to hear like,
Yeah.
1999 and things like that, and all of a sudden they play something that I've never heard before at all, and I'm looking at my Spotify, I'm like, what is the name of this song? I got to put this in there because
You
it was
gotta put
just
this in
what was the
there.
name of that song too? It was dope. It was like it had the Spanish beat and it was live. Oh my god, it was so dope.
It was, yeah, it was a live song from like I guess they were in Miami or something, and I can't even remember the name. I think it was Indigo Night.
Yeah, Indigo Nights. There it is. Indigo
Indigo
Nights.
Nights.
Indigo
Indigo Nights.
Prince live is something to see and something to behold because some
You
of the
can't
best
see it
performances
now.
you saw from Prince was live stuff. But I mean, like the song on the Sign of the Times album, "It's Going to Be a Beautiful Night." I love that song, and that's a live recording of him saying "It's Going to Be a Beautiful Night," and that's just great on the Sign of the Times album. And then when he was live at the, I believe it was the 1984 Grammys, and he sang "Purple Rain,"
Mm.
and that's when he was singing with the guitar, and he knocked down the microphone and everything, and he did that live, and he did the whole with the guitar solo and everything, the whole "Purple Rain," like he
And
killed it.
again, I think that's what again made Purple Rain the movie such a hit was again the way they finished it up. Not just the performances throughout the movie, the live performances and singing, but even closing the movie with the just concert style and concert feel, and that was very much a part of. Well, that basically it was a concert film for what was it, Graffiti Bridge that he
Yeah,
appeared in. So, did you
yeah,
have
because I mean, yeah, because what'd you say?
I didn't say anything. I was listening to
I,
you. I
I,
can hear the
Andre is
baby
tearing
crying
it
in
up.
the background. Huh?
No, Andre is tearing it up right now.
Uh-huh.
Um, I like more free on top of that. And go above that comment. Funked
Uh,
Up Player is better. What album is Funked Up Player on?
so,
What CD is that on? And Andre has another comment in there about the warehouse stuff. And there is stuff like early in his career when he was with the Revolution, or former Revolution, where he did some tapes of them in the warehouse
mm-hmm.
practicing. Because apparently, like if you see tapes of Prince practicing, he was very he was very strict. Like you had to be on point.
He was coming from that James Brown school where James
Yeah,
Brown
yeah,
he would charge his people and fine them fines if they missed a note or missed a show or came in drunk or high or something. He was like funked up act.
Camille Hyde, "The Love You Made" is awesome song.
I know, and
The
that's the
Love
thing.
Made.
I think
Some
the amount of
album
music that
is
Prince
a
put out, and it's just hard to believe too for him to um, have only lived to 57, and even I know to me, and I guess whenever music was around, I guess when you were in middle school, high school, is kind of what stays with you. And I know the music of the 80s kind of just stays and resonates with me, even though, well, by then I was in college, but we won't go into that, will we? But it's really hard to believe, like, some of the biggest artists of that era are gone, you know? No Whitney, no Michael, no George Michael, no Prince. It's kind of sometimes that kind of freaks me out, like blows my mind. Are you still with me? Ups, I think we lost Kenny for a minute, but that's okay. We'll get him back and get him back into the stream as we are talking all things uh, Prince on what would have been. Um, Gosh, I don't even know what birthday that would have been for him, but on Kathy and Kenny Talk Pop Culture, we kind of hang out here every Saturday night, 8:30 to 9:30, just talking random things pop culture. You can support the show by visiting the link in the description or just giving us a like or subscribing to the channel so that you can catch us every Saturday night. Um, Kenny, Kenny needs to turn the stereo off. You know, at one point we were having a GoFundMe just to get him kind of up to date. And now I have lost him completely. Uh, I have totally lost them. And one of the things we were like, well, we can't really play the Prince songs or Prince videos because we don't have the rights to that music. Um, but I think one of the key things for Prince fans and is not just his live performance or what he brings to the music, but also just his lyrics and his work with other artists, whether it was Vanity Six, The Time, Apollonia, Sheila E. I know one of my favorite lines is from The Glamorous Life from Sheila E. that he wrote. And if you actually listen to her album, there's a couple of songs where you're listening to them and you're like, huh? I heard that before. And actually, I think she has a song on there that's basically an instrumental that was from 1999 that was kind of reworked for a Sheila E. song. But my favorite line was always, "If you had to ask, you can't afford it, lingerie." Like who who thinks of a line that intricate and then throws it in a song? So while we wait and hope for Kenny to get back or get his bearings, because it seems like he is having technical problems. We'll wait to get him back into the stream. And if you can tell me again some of your favorite Prince songs, maybe not the most well-known songs or not the not the most popular songs, but again songs that you love. Now there's a lot of songs, and again it depends on um, what radio stations you were listening to probably in the 80s. And I know when he went through his name change as the artist formerly known as Prince, and there was um, a lot of issues. And it says his device is not connected, so I don't know what's going on with his with his technology, but we'll get him back. Um, so yeah, he had something going on that was causing him to freeze, but that's okay. That is the magic of live streaming. You gotta love it. It's always unexpected. Um, but like I said, I liked a lot, and I know like most people, you say Prince, and they think Kiss, and they think all the all the popular songs. I liked a lot of the early stuff, and I was listening on the Prince channel, and there's a song called Bambi, and it was I think it was. I'm getting the picture of the Blue album where he's just like on this horse or something, and it's just Prince and his big old afro. But that was always one of my favorites. That was more of a B side. It wasn't like a big major hit. I was a big fan of that one. One song was from 1999, and it was actually featured in a movie, and that was Delirious. I was always a big fan of that one. And I know some of these are probably popular, and it depends on what radio stations you were listening to. You might have heard. Now I know. See, that's why I got to get Kenny back because he knows all. He knows the deep cuts. I mean, he knows the deep cuts, and I don't have the deep cuts. I have probably the surface cuts. And I know a lot of people, they know the popular cuts, the Manic Mondays, the things you got the look, the things he wrote for other people. Um, but Kenny is our resident Prince expert, but he is having trouble. He might have to connect with his phone. So I hopefully he can do that. Oh, you know another favorite, and I think it was from the same album, the Under the Cherry Moon album, which, and I can say this because Kenny is not here, but I mean, I okay, you know you weren't going to follow up Purple Rain and be great. Under the Cherry Moon, it's okay, it's serviceable, but was it a great movie? Come on now, no. But it had some great cuts, including "Do You Lie," which is one that I really like. "Girls and Boys," which was a fun one and a good one from that album. So that's a good one. Another very popular Prince cover. Well, Prince covers. That's a whole nother world too. The most popular probably being Shaka Khan's "I Feel for You" was actually a Prince cover. Um, and oh God, I can't think. I'm thinking Sinead O'Connor, but I can't even think of the song. That is that's that's how bad it is. Uh, Kenny has lost power, but I think it's coming back. It must be. Is it raining in Philly? Anybody from Philly out there? Because maybe you can tell me. Because if you guys are having weather problems, he might have gotten caught in the storm. Oh, I think we're getting him back. Let's see. Let's see how it's doing.
I'm here. Sorry about
You're
that.
here. What happened
I
to the
don't know
power
what
cord?
happened. I have no idea what happened.
You it just
I'm a
went
little
blank.
closer now, and I changed my mic. I changed my camera.
Uh,
I can't find my setup for my camera, and I use my camera on my laptop, and
mm-hmm.
I'm using the remote camera, and it's working a lot better. So let's get back to talking about Prince. I'm sorry, everyone, that I had a mishap.
I know.
These
I'm
things
like, you're the
happen.
Prince expert because I'm looking at your Spotify list and I'm like, I don't know a lot of these. Although, like I said, with SiriusXM doing the Prince channel, I've been hearing a lot of these and I've been impressed that they have been doing some deeper cuts and some live cuts
Well, see,
as opposed to just on the hits.
here's the thing about Prince.
Hmm.
Um, Here's the thing about Prince. A lot of like you said, I heard before I got cut out. I heard you saying at one point, a lot of people know Kiss in 1999 and things like that. But there's a lot of songs. Hey Ed, there's a lot of songs after that, and even in recent years, in the 2000s, and the albums that he did that are extremely funky, extremely like really good songs. The thing about it is that he cut his ties with Warner Brothers and he became more of an independent artist. So a lot of these songs didn't get played on the radio. There's one song. There's a lot of songs that he did later on in life where he cut out the cursing. I think after the Emancipation album, you won't hear any cursing in a lot of his work after the Emancipation album, and a lot of his stuff. He became deep into his religion. He became a Jehovah's Witness, and you hear the religion in his work. And I remember there's a friend of mine who became a pastor, and
Mm.
he used to be a DJ. We used to DJ together with a big DJ company, and we were on our way to a job. And I was like, dude, and I know he liked religious and gospel music and stuff, and he becoming a pastor and all, and he was getting out of the DJing because of the music. And I said, look, you gotta listen to these Prince songs. And he's like, nah, man, this that. I'm like, I know that no, these are about religion. And there's a song that Prince has called "Beautiful, Loved, and Blessed,"
Mm.
which is totally not what you would think it's about. It is totally about religion. Beautiful, loved, and blessed, and that's on the playlist. There's another song he has on the same album, and it's the Beautiful, Loved, and Blessed, and this next song, The Word, it was all on 3121.
Okay.
And thirty-one
What
twenty one had those
what
two
was it?
songs, and The Word and Beautiful, Loved, and Blessed is basically about religion. If you listen to the song and listen to the words of the song, it's about religion. It's about God and loving God. Beautiful, loved, and blessed.
Oh wow.
So I love that, and I was real surprised. I was riding in a car with my friend Kamini, and I forgot where we were going. I forgot where she was driving to. We were in her car, and we were going somewhere, and she had her playlist on, and I didn't know too many people knew that song. And that song came on. I'm like, oh, what? You know this song? She's like, yeah, I know this song. And we're sitting there because it's a man and woman duet. So we're sitting, me and Comedian driving down the highway going, beautiful love. And we're singing the song and everything. And it's like, but it's a Prince song because a lot of his songs later on were about religion.
Wow. Mm. So
And
do
you
you
wouldn't
think
think
that's
that
why
from
they didn't
Prince.
get played as much, or it was just the whole thing with the contract? And I know
I think it
his
was a
later
whole.
albums. Hmm.
I think it was. I think a lot of the songs didn't get played on regular radio because of the religious content,
Hmm.
and it wasn't in your face, but it was Prince, and it was kind of like it was kind of like an R&B sound, and it was like a funk sound, and he would throw religious content in some of his things, and I think that might have been one reason. And they wanted from Prince, they wanted the sex, and
Right.
they wanted the sex and the vulgarity, and then here he is singing "Beautiful, Loved, and Blessed," and they're looking like, the heck, we can't play this. So
Well, I
that
mean,
was
that
one
was
thing.
one of the
And another thing, a lot
signatures
of
of his early work
yeah,
was the sexual, innuendo and everything from the little red Corvette, Darling Nikki, just everything just kind of oozed this. Well, hey,
but
um, well, what was controversy? That's what he li-
yeah, I was about to
he
say, if you listen to some of his early work, he does mention like religion and God in a lot of his early work because controversy. And then I wish we all were rude. I wish we all were nude. I wish there was no black and white. I wish there was no rude. But then at one point they recite Psalms 23,
Mm.
Psalms
You mean
23 rather.
Psalm? Yeah, Psalms
Share
23.
Psalms. I said Psalms by accident.
Proverbs.
Psalms 23.
Psalms 23.
But at one point, our Father who art in heaven, thou be thy name, thy kingdom come. That they recite all that. I know that's not Psalm 22, but anyway,
No,
they
but
do a recite in that song of controversy. So he's always had the religious undertones in a lot of his stuff.
mm. Oh, you know what? And again, as songs come to me, I'm like, oh, Daddy Pop, that was a good one too.
Oh
It's
yeah,
away from the religion, but it just I can, because like again, for certain albums, you think of the hits that are on that album, and I think on that one it was like Get Off, and everybody knew that one.
I
But
love Get Off.
yeah,
Here's the thing about
and
Get
Diamonds
Off.
and Pearls, of course, yeah.
Yes, here's the thing about Get
But you know
Off.
what I was listening to on that Sirius XM's channel that really, and again, just to me, musical genius, being able to play all those instruments, write all those songs, all the different. But I was listening to Musicology, and that's a song
Oh, I
that I think
love
should have been
musicology.
a bigger hit.
Yes.
And again, because of the
Don't you touch my stereo.
because of the
My records.
issues with the record company, and and again, him not getting the airtime or the play, because even though
I
in the
think I think
'50s
I
they
think a
had
lot of that has to do with
viola
the
and different
corporate.
things, yeah,
Yeah.
where music got played, I think some of that's still probably happening today. So, are we always getting the bet? Well, I think it's harder to do today because not everybody's listening to, commercial or free radio. You have things like
No.
Spotify, you have, Apple Music streaming and Sirius XM, so people get to make that choice and make a decision as to what they listen to. And there's just so much more
A,
to listen to, whether it's
a
music
lot
or
of people are
podcasts or
listening
whatever.
to when it comes to music. A lot of people listening to YouTube,
Hmm.
Spotify. They got SoundCloud. People listen to more independent artists now than ever, and more underground artists than before. And Prince kind of set the mode for that. There was an artist one time, and I can't remember who the artist was, who wanted to work with Prince.
Hmm.
And Prince asked him, do you own your masters? And the person said no. And Prince said, when you own your masters, come back and see me. Then we can work together. Like he was that guy, man. You had to own your stuff. You had to own your masters. And I guess the label had to make money out of you some other kind of way, but you had to own your masters.
Okay. And
Oh,
Ed,
his
as
Ed with
usual,
another fact.
with the Prince facts, and because again, I guess that's where he got his name, because his real name is Prince Rogers Nelson, correct? But his father, John Nelson,
Yeah.
led his own band called the Prince Rogers Jazz Trio. So, and again, parts of Purple Rain were, in essence, autobiographical. Although you always gotta preface it with the fact that in those final scenes in Prince, after his father shoots himself, Prince is, flashing back and you're seeing the visions, but one of the visions is an outline of a body, which they don't outline bodies unless you die, because in the later scene you see the father in the hospital with the bandage or whatever on his head and the wife next to him. So why did they outline the body? Right? Wrong? No comment. We might be
Yeah.
losing Kenny again. Do you
No,
not
no, 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 no.
agree?
I'm there. I don't know what's happening with my internet. What?
Oh,
That
okay.
he
No,
did I not
no,
agree? What? I didn't hear the
like I
question.
mean, for some cinematic effect. Oh yeah, it looks great with an outline of the body. But usually, the police don't chalk out an outline unless somebody's dead. But he doesn't die. He's in the hospital.
Sometimes dead. Yeah, he had to die.
Just saying.
Well, he dies eventually.
He, oh,
He dies eventually, because by the time Graffiti Bridge comes out, he's dead.
okay.
You know, and by the time Graffiti Bridge comes out, he's dead, and he's writing notes to his father. So,
Oh, that was my other Prince gift.
but yeah.
Since we can't have really
So,
Prince video, I could copy a few Prince
um,
gifts.
yeah. I'm looking at something, but
Uh-oh. Hopefully you can stay with us. You're kind of fading in and out.
yeah,
We
there you
won't
go.
lose you.
I like the gift from Black Sweat.
Hmm.
Will you lose me? No, I like the
No, you
gift
go
from
ahead.
Black Sweat.
Which is
You ever see the video Black Sweat?
no.
The Black Sweat video where he said, you be screaming like a white lady, like you'll be screaming like a white lady, or something like that. He says, and this black lady sitting there, and she looked like she's screaming because that's what the song calls for. And he's sitting there, he gives this look like this. He goes, and like he's like, yo, if you ever watch a Prince video, watch Black Sweat. That is a
All right.
great.
So Black Sweat is our recommended Prince video to check out. Let's see. Hey, Letta. Hi. How
Letta,
are
how you
you?
doing?
Welcome to the show. Letta in the house. And a lot of new artists were given crappy deals, and one of the common provisions was the label would own their masters. If I recall correctly, Bowie had the same kind of deal, and I know. Again, I know Prince is one of my brother's favorite artists, but one of my favorite artists, Tina Marie, actually had a law named for her, again, to protect artists as far as when they were signing deals. And I don't know whether it's called the Brockett Initiative because her real name was Tina Marie Brockett, but I know she had issues with her, the rights to her music being owned by Motown and not being able to have the rights to that music once she moved on to Epic, or maybe it was the battle with Epic. But in any case, uh, the legal battle she waged, I think, helped other artists as far as ownership of their music, and that's a really big deal, I think, for artists, for performers, for creators, um, just ownership of your creative
Yeah.
property, because I'm sure there are people who will, you know, gladly and happily exploit it. Um, Even with these new forms of media that we have now, whether it's Facebook or Twitch or YouTube, that we're all right now we're streaming this show to, and basically, when we do a show every
I'm
week, they really kind of own it. We don't really get any royalties. Not that it's being watched by millions of folks, but hey, for our few devoted peeps out there.
I
But
actually I'm in the process of starting a record label here in South Jersey for spoken word artists and neo soul. And one of the things I want to be able to do is give my artists their ownership.
mhm.
I want to be able to give the artists their ownership of the music, because I think that's very important. Me as a musician, I had to think that, but also I think artist.
But
You have
wait,
to
you're
give
not going to
them,
wind up like Ray Sharkey in The
some
Idol
kind of feeling.
Maker. You're not going to wind up like Ray Sharkey in The Idol Maker, where you help create these big stars and then they go off and leave you, and then you have nothing.
Nah, they're not gonna. No, 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 no. Nobody's doing a big red on me. Okay,
What?
nobody's doing a big red on me. Never hang me from a balcony.
Nobody's
A
going to
big
dangle
red
you
on.
from the.
I said you're not gonna hang me from a balcony. Nobody's gonna do a big red on me. No, nobody's gonna dangle me from the balcony. You're not gonna do a big red. You're not gonna. No, that's not what's happening. Um, but I just
All right.
pulled up something now,
Mm-hmm.
where um, I've mentioned this before, and I think I mentioned this last year's show. Prince was very charitable. He was a very charitable person. And right now, I have like seven charitable things he did. He helped create hashtag Yes We Code, an organization which gives underprivileged kids an entrance to the tech industry.
Oh,
So he
cool.
helped create that. He
Mm-hmm.
was behind Green for All, an, an advocacy group for green energy and social justice. He was when Lauren Hill was in trouble, he tried to help her children out.
Oh, cool.
When Lauren Hill got in trouble with the law, had to go to jail. He was concerned about, okay, who's taking care of the kids? Let me get some money over there. His charity, Love for One Another, worked all over the United States, and he even toured to support them. So he had a charity that he had that supported different people. Um, he donated $12,000 to an African American library, and that's pretty much what I have so far. But he did a lot of charitable things in his time, you know, to help different people and whatnot. And you wouldn't think it, but that's what he did. Um,
Ah, when doves cry.
with his film Purple Rain and When Doves Cry. So he topped both the film box office, single, and album charts with Purple Rain and When Doves Cry. Because When Doves Cry was a big hit back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
A humongous. Now I saw him twice in concert. As you know, me and you went to the Purple Rain concert in
Mm-hmm.
'84, and also I saw him at the Musicology show, which was
Oh,
phenomenal
you. Mm.
in Philly. Yeah, he was. I mean, this man with his guitar and his Spectrum got everybody to leave. The whole band left, and he entertained everybody for a good half hour, 45 minutes, with just him and his guitar, and it
Wow.
was phenomenal, phenomenal, just phenomenal.
One of my best Prince shows. Well, the Spectrum one was great, but I also got to see him at Radio City Music Hall, and
Nice.
it was pretty cool because he did, and I can't remember the album at the time. I want to say it was. Um, Ugh, I'm drawing a blank on. I want to say I don't think it was Diamonds and Pearls. I can't remember what album he was touring to promote. It could have been Graffiti Bridge, but the first half of the show, that's the songs he did. And during the intermission, I met up with a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, who was a stand up comic. Because it was back in the day. In fact, he used to do the opening warm up for the Conan O'Brien show. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But he was saying he was having problems with his hearing, and he was sitting like 5 or 6, seat rows from the front. So we traded tickets. So I got to sit like in, the, you know, 5 rows, 3 or 4 rows back. Like I was like right here. It was like being Prince. Like right here. And he sat further back. And I felt bad because for the second half of the show, he came out and did all the hits. Whereas the first half he was doing like the whole he did basically like the whole concept album. I believe it was the Graffiti Bridge tour. And so the songs weren't as well known. I mean, a lot of good songs on Graffiti Bridge, but you didn't know them as well as you knew the Let's Go Crazies and, not Lady Cab Driver, but 1999 and the stuff we really knew. But although Graffiti Bridge has some good stuff on there, Ticket
Oh
to
yeah, Graffiti
Payback,
Bridge has some
um,
great songs.
yeah, yeah, New
Some
Power
great songs.
Generation, yeah.
And so think about Graffiti Bridge. Some of the great songs they had on Graffiti Bridge. A lot of the great songs were collaborations.
Hmm.
The song you know for Kevin Campbell, "Round and Round,"
Round and round.
Melody Blues with
Mavis
Mavis
Staples.
Staples,
Mavis
Melody
Staples. Oh,
Blues. The
although
song
again,
he did, Weekend Funk with George Clinton.
mm,
A lot of those collaborations and the latest fashion he did with the Time, More State of Time. I like
oh,
from
I
Graffiti
heard
Bridge.
Gigolos Need Love too on on Sirius
Oh,
XM. I think it might have been after I dropped you off, but I was just like, oh my goodness, they are going into the archives. But
Gigolos need love too.
Gigolos Need Love too.
No, no, no.
And
You know what?
go
The
ahead,
Time song "Girl."
girl. Oh,
You remember that one, "Girl"? It was on the Cool album.
yes,
"Girl, why can't you go?" Like that was my jam right there. That was my cut right there, "Girl."
but
He was begging. Morris Day was begging on that one.
yeah, and I don't know. I don't think it was even when he was still with the record company. Before he had the name change, the Around the World in the Day album, which I know it had Raspberry Beret as the hit, but I just think there were some really cool
Oh yeah,
songs on that album. Um,
Tambourine.
Tambourine.
Oh,
I really liked Paisley Park, America. It was just, I don't know, pop life.
your Pop Life was great.
Yeah, there was
Well,
some
Pop
good
Life made
songs.
it to the radio.
Uh,
Only
it
thing I
wasn't a
read, it
hit like
wasn't
Raspberry
a hit.
Beret
A
though.
Pop Life and Raspberry Ray made it to the radio.
Mhm.
Um, there was another one on the end of that, on the last cut of the album that was really good. I said, was it "Live for Love"? Was that on there?
Um,
No, I don't
you
think "Live
mean
for
the
Love" was on there.
latter?
No, not yeah, that's the ladder that was on. Live for Love was on something else.
You
But
know,
yeah,
Prince didn't cover a lot of songs, but I really did like the cover he did on. I think it was on Rave. Was it Rave to the Joy Fantastic of the
which cover?
Sheryl Crow song?
Oh,
Um,
Winding Road.
Winding Road. Yes,
Yes,
he
that was. I
covered
was
her.
just listening to that today.
He
Winding Road
covered.
is a
You know.
great cover.
So I was like, whoa. You're used to like people covering Prince.
Yeah,
I had when you were gone. I think I mentioned like Shaka Khan and Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to you,
the
but
Bangles,
Manic Monday. But see,
Manic
Manic
Monday.
Monday was a song he wrote for them. So
Yeah,
unlike like I Feel For You was one he actually released. It was on one of his early
yeah,
albums,
and then
and
Chuck put it out.
and so like Alicia Keys covering How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore. But
There's a video on YouTube of them singing that together.
oh, Get Out. There
Okay,
is. It-
you told me to get out.
you got jokes.
I got
Um,
joke. No, there is a video on YouTube of Alicia Keys and Prince doing that together, and her singing and him playing the piano, and him just like, if you were a good performer and he gave you the stamp of approval, you could see on his face when like when he did Nothing Compares to You with Rosie Gaines, and you can see and you can even hear it in the tape. You don't even have to see it. You can hear him loving what Rosie Gaines is doing with that song. And
now I'm
that
gonna.
song works perfectly as a duet, actually.
It's it's like when we get finished with this show, I'm just gonna have to. I gotta go. I gotta go YouTube that now. We gotta wrap this thing up
Yes,
because
yeah,
now I want to see that. I
yeah.
gotta go see that,
But
and you
I
should go
want you to
check
hear
that out too.
Joint to Joint. I
Joint to
want you to
joint.
listen to Joint to Joint. It's on there, and Chelsea Rogers,
Mhm.
and there's another one on there that oh, the Max. It's one of his last albums, the Max.
the, well, again, and for everybody listening, and again, we thank you so much for kind of hanging out and listening to us. I'm scrolling it by on the screen. If you are on Spotify, if you look for it's called Nation X Purple Province. There's a link in the description. It's Kenny's Spotify playlist with just it's his I won't say all prints because I guess there are some like the time is on there and I think you had did you have Erotic City on there too?
Yeah,
Because I like Erotic City. I know it was a hit and not more of a rare B side,
wait.
um but him and Sheila E. I
The
always like
song I
them.
want you to listen to is not called the Max. I'm trying to think what it's called.
It's not called The Max.
This is
Okay.
there is a
But the
song called
other
the
song you
Max,
got
which
to
is good.
listen to that's on that Spotify playlist is Indigo Nights. It's an instrumental,
Oh yeah,
but
Indigo
it's a
Nights.
live version and it kicks butt.
It
And
just rocks. It
it's
just
just everything you love
rocks.
about Prince, the musician.
Yes,
And yeah, and
for somebody who um
didn't him and Sheila E. do another song together? I'm hearing Erotic City in my head, but I thought they did it. I mean, I know he practically
uh
did her two albums, but I just
yeah, no, I don't know if they did another song together.
Oh, I told my little known Prince fact too that he wrote the piano part for Stevie Nicks' "Stand Back."
Yes, yes, I
And
just wrote an article about that. Stevie Nicks, one of her regrets is that she never got to perform with him.
oh wow,
That was one of her. I read an article where she regretted because it was like one of the things where, like, she thought that he would always be here, and she would always have a chance to perform with him. I think one time she did have a chance to perform with him, but she was like, something happened when she didn't go. She's like, oh yeah, I always get I'll get another chance to perform with him, and she didn't. And I think in that same article, she was remembering like Tom Petty and Prince,
mm,
two people who were both at the um, when Prince, one of his great live performances was a solo when he received it in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I believe Tom
that's
Petty was there for that, wasn't
was Tom Petty there for that? Oh, I don't know. I
he?
well, I do know there's a performance. I think it's him, Tom Petty. It's a bunch of people from the Rock and Hall.
Yeah,
Um,
and that was the performance when he throws the guitar up and nobody knows where that guitar went. Nobody.
Well, that's like the butterfly on the New Girl episode.
Yeah, the
Prince is
butterfly
just
shows up on the, yeah,
magic.
yeah, it's just like Prince, and like at the end of the New Girl, like, how did you know the words to the song? I think Prince is magic.
I think Prince is magic.
I think he's magic. I
That is
might
a
watch
funny
that again tonight.
episode. You might, yeah. You go watch the New Girl, season 3, episode 14. I will go watch YouTube to find Prince and Alicia Keys doing "How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore." It is the best Prince B side. I'm gonna say that, and y'all could. I know the Prince folks will disagree,
Ah, I don't
and
know.
it's just,
Yeah,
it's
you know. Okay,
on
I'm gonna get.
point.
Well, I know we're running
Okay,
out of time.
okay,
One
we
of
are
the
out of time.
funkiest, one of the funkiest Prince songs.
Funky. See, you can't,
Funkiest.
and that's why you can't pick a favorite Prince song
I know you
because
can't.
you
You
know,
can't.
like
Baby, can't be
you might have to
well.
pick a favorite ballad, a favorite funk song, a favorite instrument. I mean, you can go all over the place with Prince.
Well, yeah. I mean, one of the
In your
funkiest.
opinion, what's the funkiest
Not
song?
well. This is not the funkiest, but I would be remiss not to mention from the Black Album, Bob George.
Bob George. Is that
Yes,
on the Spotify playlist? Because you got to
yes,
check
it
that
is.
out.
It should
Okay,
be.
all
It
right.
should be, but it's very funky,
Oh,
and it's
because
just him.
as I
It's just
glance
him
at this
talking.
playlist, I'm like, oh, Strolling.
Yeah,
I love that
Strolling's
song.
on there.
Oh,
Willie and Abel from the Diamonds and Pearls album. Willie and
oh yeah,
Abel,
yeah.
which is
Hmm.
a. It says the thing about Prince. He can go from rock to R&B to funk to jazz, because Willie and Abel is a very jazzy sound. Bing
Hmm.
bing 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 bing. Very jazzy sound.
Oh
Um,
yeah, Beautiful, Loved and Blessed. That's on there. So I
yeah,
got it.
beautiful,
That's
loved
from
and
the
blessed, and
3121 album.
yeah, and the words should be on there also.
Okay,
Um,
sweet.
I'm trying to think of the one song where he's with a young lady singing on the song. He would always get a young prodigy, and he's with this young lady singing the song.
His wife never sang with him, did she?
My Tay, no.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't think she did. She might have. I don't know
You
if it
know what?
is.
And I think I don't know whether it was well. I think it was when remember when we went to see the Revolution, and this was after
Yes,
Prince's passing, and
yes.
I actually had like books on tape, or I would get them from the library, and I actually listened to her book driving there and back, or I listened to that in my car because I did that drive in a weekend, and that was pretty interesting.
I hold on a second. Oh, no,
Okay,
hold on,
all right.
hold on. Oh,
Hey,
man.
because we're
Hold on.
wrapping up
Speaking
and
of
winding down.
speaking of
Um,
books, speaking of books, my oldest friend,
mhm,
Marcy,
mhm.
I hadn't seen her in like 10 years, and I ran into her in the Walmart, and we got in last year or so. We've been in contact with each other.
Wait. You saw somebody in a wait. You were in a Walmart? That never happens.
You know what? Let's not have jokes.
Sorry.
Anyway, I'm trying.
Sorry.
Anyway, she gave me this
That's
book
so
here.
inside. That's just not right.
Yeah, I know. She gave me this book here that she got. And it was a gift. She like, I saw this book and it was on sale somewhere, and there's a bookstore closing, and I had to get you this book, and she got me this book here.
Awesome.
That that was pretty awesome. Inside the music and the mass and whatnot, and it was great. Um, you know, um, I don't know, Andre, what's wrong with the F what? I don't
I
understand.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened, Andre. I don't know what happened. Good night, letter. You know what? I'm trying to think of this song and it's killing me right now.
Hmm.
But it starts off with "I never let a man pick out my clothes." It's a lady saying, "I never made a man pick out my clothes," and then Princeton comes in and sings, and then like, "What the hell, girls, huh?"
Well, it'll have to come to you on
Yeah.
another day because we are winding down this show.
Oh, the Mac, not
The
the
Mac.
Max, the Mac,
Okay,
the
because
Mac,
there is a song called The Max, isn't there?
the
Or I'm
Max.
thinking,
Yeah,
well,
Max.
oh, what album was The Cross on?
The
The
cross was
Cross.
on. The cross was on. Sign of the Times.
Sign of the Times. Okay, yeah. All right. So we can go down our own little holes with all the different Prince songs. We thank you for coming along with us to just talk a little Prince, go back in some memories. Check out the Spotify list. Kenny's list is it's probably about 3 days worth of Prince music to listen to. It is not the hits, but it is
It's
a
also
lot
got
of the
some Sheila
songs we
E.
talked about today.
Sheila E. Time and
Beautiful,
Andre
Loved and
Simone on it.
Blessed. Yeah, I saw some Andre Simone. I saw Time.
Jesse Johnson and Sly Stone.
Now, what you
That's on
don't
there.
have, you don't have any Wendy and Lisa on there or Girl
I do
Brothers.
not have any Wendy and Lisa
You
on
need to
there.
get some Wendy and
I'll put some
Lisa
Wendy and
because
Lisa on there.
if
I'll
we
put
go
some
off on
Wendy
the
and Lisa.
Wendy and Lisa tangent, of
I'll
course I'm
put
going to
some
be
Wendy and Lisa
alone,
on
but they
there.
got some
But you know,
fruit at the bottom
fruit at the
used to
bottom.
be
I'll
my
make sure I put fruit at the bottom on
fruit
there.
at the bottom. Come
But it's
on
got some
now.
Andre Simone, some
I can give you
Jesse Johnson,
specifically
The
what songs you
Time,
need to
some
put on
Sheila
there.
E. I believe the Family's on there also.
Oh,
So Streets of Passion.
the fruits of passion. Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
family.
yeah, the
Um,
Family.
and actually, because some of those people I think do show up also on Wendy and Lisa's albums because they had 3 albums, and then they I think 2 albums under Girl Brothers, but yeah, fruit at the bottom. I couldn't go out and do a comedy show unless I heard that song as I was
Really?
getting dressed. It was my hype, get pumped up song. I have no idea what it means. It's not a song about yogurt, I don't think.
So,
But
you know
anyway,
what?
I love it.
That's it. I know we're out of time,
Yeah.
but I want to mention this. This is a Prince story, and as you say, hype and get pumped up. I remember when I was an extra in a play at Rutgers when you went to Rutgers,
Hmm.
and they did a play, and we were in the chorus, and I think you were in the chorus. And I was in the chorus. I don't know, but in the dressing room, I was like the youngest one because they were all your friends and everything, and I was like the youngest one there, and all the guys had one dressing room, all the women had another dressing room. And one night, I think it's the opening night, we were going on stage, and the guys wanted to listen to some music. And I said, guys, and I had a cassette tape. That's how old this was. And I put the cassette tape in
Dating yourself.
of Let's Go Crazy. And it was the extended version of Let's Go Crazy. For some reason, I had it. And all we played it, and all the guys in that play in the dressing room to get hyped for the play, we're blasting Let's Go Crazy. And I remember all the women came out of the ladies' dressing room and said, like, what is going on over here? And they looked in, and all the guys are dancing all over the place and on top of tables and everything else because I popped in Prince. Let's Go Crazy.
Hey, let's go crazy. Let's have fun. Let's go
Easy.
crazy. Let's
Let's get
have nuts.
nuts. How the
How's the
family?
family?
How the family?
Okay. How's the family?
How
Okay.
the family?
Anyway. All right.
Next, you
Well,
know they
you know
want to be
what?
riding his motorcycle.
We're so thankful to have you as a part of our family.
Next, they
Thank
want
you
to ride his
guys for
motorcycle.
hanging out with us for another Saturday night
You
on
love her?
Kathy and
Don't get
Kenny.
married.
You know what?
You love her?
You-
Yeah, I guess. Don't marry.
all right. He's gonna be all in his Prince feelings for the rest of the evening. So, but we thank you for being a part of our evening, for hanging out with us on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. We are here every Saturday night. We thank you so much for being here. Hey, please consider giving us a thumbs up, a like, subscribing to the show, supporting us by going over to buy us a coffee slash kwalk comedy. We are so thankful and we thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will see you next Saturday. Peace. Do, you don't want to say goodbye, Kenny, or no?
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
I never meant to cause you any problems. I never meant to cause
Thank
you.
you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.